Hey there, B-Siders. Welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. This is Danny.
And this is Jim.
And this is a special episode because it's a 2-hour-long advertisement for the spinach industry.
Maybe.
I didn't say it was a good advertisement.
Sure. I don't know. If it paid, I would.
You're welcome, spinach.
This is all for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm looking at the sheet. And
are you okay?
What we're about to get into is it's unparalleled.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, there's some things.
A lot of good subjects to dive into.
Just the thing in general is its own thing. But we'll get into that.
But first.
We
want to take a moment to recognize Robert Redford's passing.
Yes. And obviously, as you're listening to this, it's 2 weeks out. But yesterday, he passed. And in his sleep, which you can't ask for more than that, right? 89 years old. And aside from being a magnificent actor, I mean, we brought his name. I mean, he is the vanguard, right? The group that propelled Hollywood from its namby-pamby studio-owned actor bullshit to this is what these guys can do, men and women,
yes.
Right? This is what acting is, and this is, if you just give them good shit, oh my God. I'm not even going to list his movies.
Too many.
My personal favorite, and this is odd, because it's certainly not the greatest, but Sneakers.
Sure.
Right? Him, Sidney Poitier, River Phoenix, Dan Aykroyd. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It was just fun. It was fun in its time. Sort of kind of holds up. I mean, the tech, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It's just like you watch a show or a movie and it's like, this is really good. You don't really pay attention to the time frame. And then they, pull out a fucking first gen Motorola Razr.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Well, yeah. And I don't know that I could pick a favorite because he's just so ingrained into so many things.
Yes.
Over the years.
I mean, I loved his comedic bits in Sneakers. My all-time favorite, though, is Barefoot in the Park with Jane Fonda. He is such a funny straight man in that. And she's like I Love Lucy. She is just a fucking handful.
Sure.
In that one. So going way back. But aside from all that, and an excellent director and producer, I mean everything. But the founder of the Sundance Film Festival, I mean, we've talked about today how festivals have changed, and it's like, but a man involved in the film industry who loves movies so much, loves the creativity, loved everything about movies and the chances to discover people or be discovered.
Well, a huge proponent for independent film.
Yeah. And, Sundance Film Festival, say what you want, like about all of them, Sundance, Telluride, here, there, overseas, different countries, open doors for so many people.
Yeah.
And even those who didn't like skyrocket, just the knowing that you've got a home somewhere for this thing that you want to do, right? With an audience who, especially in the beginning, was like, I just want to see it. I want to see the creativity. I want to see the step outside the Hollywood box. I want to see the chances. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Right. To give people that chance to flex and do their thing. That's awesome. And I mean, we kind of always knew it would be this way. You don't look forward to someone passing, but he is going to live on as long as that does, for sure. The spirit and essence. And I hope it kind of helps people reflect and kind of like start steering back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the way it was. Because we had talked about if Kevin Smith had made Clerks today, he wouldn't have had a career.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have gotten through the gatekeepers, because way back in the beginning, there weren't so much gatekeepers. But now, certain levels, certain things, you're not going to you're just not going to get in with a lot of really base level stuff like you used to be able to, which is a shame. Because I mean, I know Kevin
It
Smith.
is. And I know there are people who say, Sundance now is just you know, a darlings festival, right?
Right. And I mean, okay, so maybe we can switch it back. But, like I said, Kevin Smith, very divisive. You love him or you hate him.
Oh, sure.
I love him. I'm not saying all of his movies are super fantastic. Yoga Hosers probably wasn't one of my top films.
Nah.
Um, you know, but I did enjoy Clerks. I did enjoy, Jay and Silent Bob. I did enjoy Dogma, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Chasing Amy was good.
Chasing Amy at Mallrats.
Yeah.
All these things, and they're wildly evolved from Clerks,
Oh, yeah.
which is that whole thing. Guy got discovered, got an opportunity. Someone said, "Hey, how would you like an actual check to make something?" Right? We need more of that.
Yeah.
We need more of that. So maybe we can all work together and help change the moods. And out of respect for Mr. Redford, let's keep the creativity going.
Yes.
Not A-list darlings.
Right.
Okay. Speaking of Hollywood, not going to get too deep into this. Jimmy Kimmel got into some trouble. If you know about it, you know what I'm talking about, then I'm not going to talk about it, the reasons. But that it happened, that he got in trouble for saying what he said, is one of the very reasons we need to put a stake through Hollywood's heart and walk it out back, behead it, put it under running water, put some wafers in its mouth, and bury that shit forever. If the entertainment industry can be so easily swayed and has become such spineless pussies, I don't think anyone should really work to be a part of it.
Right.
Because that's not what film is about. Go back to the 20s and 30s, go back to the silent film era. They were just pumping shit out. Like maybe something will hit. Right.
Well, yeah. And the film, it's an art form that's supposed to challenge people.
Exactly. And that's just it.
Art is supposed to challenge people.
Yeah. Are they going to like it because it's funny? Because they're challenged by it? Because they feel so emotional about it, negative or positive, but they talk about it, and it just, that's, anyway, we cover B movies and independent film. We'll continue doing B movies, but, yeah, I think we should all be working towards getting independent film as the master of the industry.
Yeah.
And everything it stands for. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. I can't think of any other Hollywood news.
Well, you might have heard of a little podcast called Bravo for the B-Side. I don't know if you know this, but they do have a website.
Is that the one that's at lordsofmisruleproductions.com?
It is.
Wow.
You can find all kinds of stuff there. You can find links to our Patreon if you like the podcast and you want to support it. So you can go there to support the podcast. You can find old episodes of the podcast and new episodes of the podcast.
All the episodes.
Links to other stuff we're doing and our email address, all kinds of cool stuff. You should go check it out.
Yeah, you should. On that note, so yeah, all the episodes are there. All the episodes are also on our Patreon. Once they become public, they stayed there. Folks, we don't have pay gates. We don't archive anything. It's until we reach a point where they can't list all of them. Wouldn't that be awesome? And then we'll figure something out then. But yeah, there's no tiers, right? We just ask that maybe you consider $5 a month, join up on Patreon, and that's it. Because we're not gonna have become a member and get the archived episodes kind of thing. We're not ever going to do that. We want everything available because we've had so many great interviews.
Yeah.
And they keep coming up. We reference other films that we've covered, and sometimes the episode too, and things like that. We don't do it intentionally; it just happens. But part of doing this whole thing is about lessons that the shit people have already made can teach you.
Yes.
Teach the person who's just rolling into this without paying for a fucking class. That's how you get started. I mean, you can go to film school, but most people say they don't. I mean, these days, I think we talked about it.
Most people say don't go to film school.
Well, they only go so they have access to the fucking equipment, so
Yeah.
they can make their student short or student film, and then try to bag some money for like a real project.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, everything that you're going to learn there's technical shit that's invaluable. We don't cover that, but there's a lot of free shit out there on YouTube. Right.
If you want to learn about film history, just watch films.
I mean, that's kind of it, and that's why we encourage you folks. Watch the classics. Go back to the silent films. Work your way through. If you like comedy, drama, whatever, it's all there. And just look at the techniques. There are so many people who have made films way, way, way back that used techniques that were like forgotten and abandoned because they were sort of shit on and written out. 30 years later, someone does it and they're like, oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, well, booked it off of this dude, right? Yeah. Or this woman, as is a lot of times the case, especially with Elise. Yeah, give her a nod. So anyway, yeah, check out our website. We got the Patreon links, projects, all the episodes.
Yeah.
And what's the BF McGillicuddy, oh my god, BF McGillicuddy episodes are there, or well, actually the link to the YouTube page, I didn't individually post them,
so yeah,
but they're on YouTube, so anyway,
just check it out.
Yeah, we got our stuff.
Poke
YouTube
around.
channels, everything. All right. Well, it's a good thing I accidentally found that website, huh, that we could talk about it.
Sure is.
So
let's talk about a movie.
Yeah, let's talk about a movie.
Why don't you tell us about this movie?
Oh, I'm gonna. You ready?
Yeah.
Buckle up. All right. B-siders.
That was me buckling.
Excellent. I love it. We should get the soundboards going.
Will this sound like a buckle?
No, that's just an annoying sound. That sounds, I don't know, maybe like a...
That was a buckle.
Sort of like a seatbelt.
I buckled.
Okay. This week, we are covering Popeye's Revenge.
Dun, dun, dun. And not the bathroom problems you get after eating Popeye's food.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this isn't Louisiana fast food chicken. Done in 2025, directed by William Stead or Stead, always never sure with the EA. Stayed. Writers Harry Boxley and E.C. Seeger, starring Emily Mogaliner.
Close enough.
Connor Powell's, Danielle Ronald. Rating is 18 plus.
According to Amazon.
So this is one probably everywhere else unrated or not rated. And Amazon loves to stamp stuff. So here's the plot. It just riles me. So the legend of Popeye haunts a group of counselors as they intend to open a summer camp.
Wrong.
Yeah. So before we get into this movie, we're going to talk about this movie a little bit. Because that pissed me off, that whole thing.
Not even close.
Okay, folks. So, and we'll be mentioning this probably at the end at some point or when we get into the big discussion. But for those of you who don't know, there are 3 fucking Popeye movies.
Made in 2025.
Made in 2025 because the copyright expired and everyone's making horror movies of all the, fucking cartoon characters.
Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, it goes on.
Yeah. Steamboat Willie and just all this shit. One for the Grinch.
Oh, was there?
Yeah. So here's what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, we sat down and we were going through, and of course, they're all over, like Tubi, it's all over the thing. Every kind of list has a Popeye, one of the 3 on it, right? So what ultimately happened is we're looking at it with the curiosity that we usually do. Like, how can there be 3 fucking Popeye movies that look so different? And then, of course, the questions, is one like right after the other? Is one a sequel or this? Nope. All different studios, all different people, all different things, and done roughly at the same time, at least released this year, right? So 3 separate projects for Popeye. So this is Popeye's Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
We had Popeye the Slayer Man.
That's right.
And then Shiver Me Timbers.
Shiver Me Timbers.
Which is, out of the 3, opted to totally exclude the Popeye reference.
Right.
In maybe
in the name, the title.
Maybe too simple. Maybe they're trying to be edgy.
I mean, the poster is pretty clearly Popeye, though.
I mean,
he's got the bald chin, a big pipe in his hand.
Well, yeah, and that one he rips out a fucking femur or tibia. Makes it into a pipe. Anyway, it's a whole different thing. So, do you want me to say the thing?
Yeah.
All right. So we're out having a cigarette, and I looked over and I asked Danny, "Did you ever think that at any time in your life you would be spending time trying to choose between 3 different Popeye movies, all of them horror films, made at the same time?"
No.
And of course, that's the answer. Yes. Or no. Yes. Yes. The answer is no. This is so surrealistic.
It's so strange.
And before we get into this, we 2 had a trailer. Oh no, okay. So 2 had a trailer on Tubi, and then we had to go out to Apple TV, like we're going to buy it, and then it had a trailer as well.
Yeah.
2 are listed as horror. 1 is listed as a comedy.
Well, comedy horror.
Comedy horror, yeah. So here's where we go. Okay, so Popeye the Slayer Man is hands down the most Popeye visually, because his face looks almost exactly like the cartoon, right? The giant swollen forearms, the sailor's hat and shirt and everything. Now this one, Popeye's Revenge, is a close second, but not so much important on the face, right?
Right. More the outfit.
Yeah, the outfit.
And the big arms.
A couple of lines that reference other things. Well, didn't have the super swollen forearms though. He was a little bigger, right? But he didn't have those, oh my God, something's wrong with you, man. Giant things. And then there's Shiver Me Timbers, which had a little bit of the Popeye face, none of the body form.
Yeah.
Because he was this big muscular dude.
Right.
And Popeye's just a skinny bitch.
Yes.
With massive forearms, probably because those shirt sleeves are so tight the blood can't get back up and they're going to burst like ticks anytime. Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we went with Popeye's Revenge. Little spoiler. As we were done taking notes on this, we hemmed and hawed, and we ended up watching Shiver Me Timbers.
Yes.
We will not be watching a third Popeye film.
Popeye the Slayer Man.
Yeah, we're not going to. Nope, 3 is too many.
Yeah, 2 is enough.
2 is too many.
But this was the first of the 3 to be released in 2025. Popeye's Revenge.
Yes. So anyway, the trend of taking these characters and turning them into horror things. I haven't seen the Winnie the Pooh one. I haven't seen any of this stuff.
No, I'm not really interested in it.
I'm kind of not. I don't want to. It's one of those things. Bravo for making it. Okay, excellent. You did your thing. Okay, but I'm not going to be a part of it. Not going to help finance it.
I don't
care. I'm not going to help. Help you get paid for it. I just don't think, and a lot of the reviews for a lot of these.
Terrible.
Yeah, just awful. So it's like, I think that's kind of the easy thing to do.
But, we're veterans in terrible films.
Yes, we are. Well, here's the thing. This is an industry. This is a business. No matter where you stand in filmmaking, right? Studio, indie, or just, making shit for yourself. And we'll find out in 50 years, all the great stuff that you made. Um, it, it's all about making money, because without money, you can't do the next one.
Right.
Right. But there's also a point where that's too easy of a cash grab. And if you're gonna do it, maybe actually put something into it.
Yeah.
Right. Because with Shiver Me Timbers, we had talked about it, possibly the script having been written by AI.
No, it was Popeye's Revenge.
Oh, was it Popeye's Revenge?
Yeah.
Okay. See, they're also, well,
you're blending them. And I think we
right.
need to talk about this one, and then we can talk about the other ones.
Yeah. But anyway, hold on, folks, because Popeye's a coming.
Strap in.
Bring us in.
Okay. So we start out with an animated introduction of the birth of Popeye.
Mm-hmm.
It goes on for actually quite a long time, and I did not want to write anything about it. But it goes through his deformity in his arms. He was born deformed.
Yeah, I just wrote with sketch drawings.
Yeah. He killed other children for making fun of him. So his parents put him in the basement. Now, already, I kind of have some problems with this story. And we haven't even properly gotten to, like, film, right?
Yeah.
To the movie itself. So, when he killed this kid, nothing happened. I mean,
if you start asking questions,
the whole thing falls apart.
Absolutely. This is suspension of disbelief, like the actual disbelief that all this shit could happen in a normal world, with no consequences, no problems, no repercussions, no ramifications.
So his parents put him in the basement. And then apparently there's someone else in the basement who would write him notes and slip them under the door.
I thought they were outside. That was from the outside.
Nope.
Oh.
Someone else who's also trapped in the basement. And my bet is that is olive oil. I wrote olive oil, $5. So then a mob attacked the house, burning the parents, and Popeye left behind his friend, and he got burned by the fire, so further uglified.
Yeah.
And he escaped. And then the mob watched him sink into the lake, and his body was never found.
Yeah, he ran off.
Mm-hmm.
They chased him. By the time they caught up to him, he was already floating in the lake, and then he sank to the bottom.
Yeah.
And then they never found him. I don't even know if they looked, but anyway.
Okay. So now we're out of the animated with sketched intro. And we're with a blonde who's on a dock, and then this redhead girl jumps out and scares her. And some guy approaches them and says they're not supposed to be wherever it is they are. And he talks about their channel, so I'm guessing they're vloggers of some kind.
Yeah.
Content creators. They're making videos. He is with the redhead. And then the blonde, May, says she has a bad feeling. And it's foggy, and the guy said it means he's coming.
Yes.
When the fog rolls in. And then he mentions Popeye. So they start filming. And they're doing sort of like a paranormal investigation video thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there have been some disappearances in the area, according to these people. And then the blonde who's filming, May, says she swears she saw someone behind them. And this doesn't bother anyone, and they head to the house. It's apparently Popeye's house, right?
Right.
So the redhead suggests that they start in the basement, and May seems kind of scared and tells them, oh, you guys go down and get footage. I'll stay up here and get sound. Which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me.
The ambient sound.
Yeah.
To have like all the crickets and stuff in the background as they do their voiceover stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. But also, it's a video.
Right.
for a web show.
Yeah.
Should probably be there to get sound of the people doing stuff.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. Especially like a paranormal investigation kind of situation.
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Right? Apparently they're paying her to film them.
Yeah.
So the redhead is Cherry. And then while she and the guy are in the basement, she just starts undressing him and tells him to keep the camera rolling. And then while they're writhing around on the ground, weirdly, it doesn't look like they're having sex. I think it's supposed to look like they're having sex. It doesn't. So while they're doing that, a shape rushes past.
Yeah.
So then we're back upstairs with May, and she's capturing sounds near the water. They say it's a lake, but it is not. It is a pond.
Well, we can talk about that, but I will just say, spoiler, there are shots of a lake.
There are.
But where they're at is like a 30 by 40
pond.
Mud hole.
Yeah.
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 It's weird.
And then we see a figure with an anchor and chain. And there's like some creepy whispers. He's sneaking up behind her. Chains are clanking. And he just clocks her and then stomps her head in.
Yeah.
There is not much blood. It's kind of weak effects. But I'm like, well, this is the first one. Right?
It is. I just want to say, folks, get a pen and paper and start keeping score. This is number 1 missed opportunity for gore.
So then in the basement, Popeye is suddenly behind Cherry and pushes his hand through her.
Yeah.
So he was literally just up there stomping May.
Yeah. He's fast.
I guess. And I mean, that one was decent as far as like sticking a hand through a chest.
I mean, it
didn't look like a hand at first.
No, I didn't know what actually was going on.
Right.
It happened so quick. But what there was not was splatter and flying and like loose bits of stuff. But you could see that the blood was moist, right? It was shiny and the arm was covered in it. But not, I mean, yeah, it's more like an after effect thing.
Yeah.
It didn't really hit.
So the guy runs away. I'm like, we're already down 2 for 3 people in this movie. Is the rest just going to be like cat and mouse with the dude, or is this just the teaser? So anyway, Popeye's looking for him while the guy's hiding in a barn or shed, or it's not really clear. Anyway.
There are a lot of interior shots in this opening bit that make you question where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
Because just architecturally speaking, how? Right?
Yeah. None of it really makes a lot of sense. So then Popeye leaves, and then the guy walks outside only for Popeye to pin him down, choking him.
Yeah.
And I was hoping for like an eyeball exploding scene because that was included in the sketch.
Yeah.
That when Popeye was a kid, he choked the other kid till the kid's eyeballs popped out. So I was kind of hoping for that. I was like, oh, okay, we'll get the money in on this shot. But the guy manages to get away. And then kind of like Michael Myers, Popeye is just slowly walking doom.
Yeah, he ends up, yeah.
So he gets Guy again. I just called him Guy. And we do get eye popping, but a very low budget version. It's like a little blood squirt, but it's not POV, like you don't see the eyes pop out.
Right.
It's like from the point of view of the guy whose eyes are being popped out. So you just see 2 little balls like boing, boing.
Yeah. I have right here, not enough blood, not nearly enough. So this is missed opportunity number 2.
Yeah.
Because it was a head crushing thing. And I mean, it should have popped and there should have been shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Squishies. No.
So then there's a note after this happens. There's a note coming under a door, like in the animated thing that says, welcome back. Now I have several problems with this.
Okay.
How did they get back down in the basement? Because that's supposed to be in the basement.
Right.
2, I thought this house was burned down. 3, what the fuck is olive oil? Like, he left her behind? The presumption is she burned alive in the house, but there's still a door. She's still locked in?
Yeah, well, we have an answer for that later.
I have so many questions.
But I did, so this is going to set the tone, right? But I did write after the not nearly enough for the blood thing. Did we choose the wrong film?
Oh, well,
because this one, hands and heads above, had the goriest trailer.
It did, yeah.
Unfortunately, spoiler. What was in the trailer was what was in the film. Because I mean, you can have gore in a trailer, but they cut a lot of it. It can't be excessive.
Right.
Right. If you want the trailer to be distributed so people will see it, you have to censor it. Right. It's only allowed to show so much. Well, they didn't cut out any extraneous gore. Very true to Popeye. It was what it was.
It was what it was.
It am what it am.
It am what it am.
Yeah, we'll come back to the whole postie thing and all this. So now, for the third fucking opening of this film,
yeah.
Now we cut to a young woman in a room, and then to 2 people who are apparently downstairs from the room, talking about having to sell the property, presumably the Popeye house. Right?
We're presuming a lot of things.
Yeah, so this young woman from before in the room comes down, and it's their daughter. Young woman is heading out to do something with friends. Then we see a man and a woman. Kathy, I believe, is the second I wrote. It's the second woman. And then we have 2 more people making out. A guy in a stocking cap, who I refer to as stocking cap, comes up, interrupts them. The blonde woman from the first one is thanking all of them, not sure for what yet. And I guess they're going up to this place to turn it into a haunted house attraction. Okay. So the blonde woman, find out her name is Tara. Turns out Kathy is the other blonde woman.
Yep.
Daytime, they're driving up to the house. One of the cars runs into a fisherman who is walking across a small dirt road.
I do want to say, they specifically say this is a 12-hour drive.
Yes. And if it's daylight, 12 hours later typically means it's night or getting dark. That's irrelevant here. So that's why I wrote daytime. So they get him up, and then they start talking to him about the Popeye house. Fisherman says, stay away, it's lethal. Tara is, of course, concerned. No one else is.
No.
Yeah. So blah, 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 blah. They get to the house. Earlier, we were told that it was burned down. And then there's this, so many things are like just injected completely out of context for just like the sole purpose of patching plot holes.
Yeah.
Right. Or I don't know how to explain this, like by basic explanation, which would be 2 sentences. So let's explain it with just random shit. So yes, the house was burnt down, and apparently the fans of the legend rebuilt it.
The people of the town rebuilt it.
Well, they're the ones that burned it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Because here's the thing. A little bit of a speed bump, or jump ahead here, rather. This is 15 years since the whole animated Popeye thing happened.
Right.
Right. Since he sank to the bottom. Yeah, I just don't think that that's ever long enough for a lot of the stuff that they talk about that had gone on to go on.
I know.
But anyway. So, and Tara, of course, by saying she's concerned, she does spend an inordinate amount of time in the film with that. I accidentally just ate my own shit look.
Mm-hmm.
that so many of the last girl standings do. Rather than being happy and just, bad shit happening, every little thing makes them like make that wrinkled up face like, oh,
Yeah.
blah, 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 somber, somber. So already with 3 swings and a miss for opening, 2 swings and a miss for gore. Actually 3, because
Yeah.
because the head popping. So,
but at least there's plenty of teenage fodder around.
There is, and it doesn't take an experienced listener to know that this isn't going to go very much in the positive slant in terms of the film itself. However, there are some things that we will be talking about that are very legitimate lessons, and a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
So then they get to the house, and this is what bugs me. So I'm looking at this thing, and other than the wood outside looking like it's, weathered, and it looked like a solid building. It didn't look like a murder house. We have 4 within less than 5
Spitting
minutes.
different
distance.
Yeah.
In every direction, there's one that is like, if we're ever going to do something that requires a house like that, we're going to pay them to let us film. Because, whoa, we got some creepy shit like very close by. This just looked like a slightly weathered 1950s vacation cabin.
Yeah.
Right? And there's also a lot of tape, which seems yellow and made me think it was supposed to be a crime scene at some point. Or
right, because we just watched those 3 people die, supposedly here.
But we have no idea. Did it just happen? Did it happen weeks ago? Whatever, right? So I didn't, and you couldn't see the writing on the tape straight off. So it's more like, is it condemned? Right?
Right.
What's the story here?
Construction tape?
Because it's not blocking anything off. So it looks like a house that has one side's exposed, like an exposed basement, right? And then there's the patio, and the tape is around the legs
Posts
of the patio. Yeah, which don't block access to fuck all.
No.
Okay. So anyway, let's get back to this. Stocking Cap sees it. He doesn't want to sleep there. They all bicker, and then there's a scream. They run. It's Kathy. She found a hot tub. It's also discussed that there is no cell signal there. And then Baldy, because the guy who was making out with the woman had purple hair. He has a shaved head, so I called him Baldy. So Baldy is trying to get into purple-haired woman's pants again. She teases him. Tara is looking glum, staring at the house for no reason. Her boyfriend Dylan arrives, and after a bit of blah, 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 we cut to Popeye stepping off a boat, covered in blood, with his anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And by boat.
It's a big boat.
It's not a yacht, but it's a proper boat.
Yeah.
The bridge is small, right? It's got the wheel.
But it's like a fishing boat.
Yeah, it's like a tiny little fishing boat, and and also didn't look super old.
It didn't. No.
Looked like it was in good shape. At a dock that we didn't see,
right?
Because they're on the lake.
Yeah.
Sorry. So anyway, we cut back to Tara and Dylan. Turns out there are a couple of spots where you can get a bit of signal. So there's a little bit of shh, but don't tell Kathy because she'll lose her fucking mind and spend all day trying to make content or some shit. And so this was what was confusing. I had thought they were in the house.
Yeah.
Right? Turns out they're not. They're in a cabin that Tara's parents put up near
the house.
Near the house on the same property.
Right.
But anyway, So they can get signal there, like in their room in the cabin.
Right.
Okay. And then she's all of a sudden upset because she could see the weather forecast and the weather is going to be bad. And she's just like losing her shit. I just wrote, I honestly do not know what the purpose is.
She's upset that the fog will impede them doing work on the inside of the house to make it a haunted house.
Right?
It makes no fucking sense.
None whatsoever. So anyway, here's where I sort of stepped back a minute. The show was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had some observations. Like, number one, what the fuck are they doing there? I know I just said why they are there because she said why they are going there. But I had to write down they didn't bring anything with them. They have no building materials.
They don't even have Halloween decorations.
They have nothing. Well, she had a bag of something. I don't know. I would never have guessed, oh, well, that's how you're going to turn a place into a, fucking tourist attraction with your fucking woodman's bag full of
snacks.
Yeah. Creepy paper.
Creepy paper.
So anyway, it's dark. We cut to the fisherman sitting, fishing on the lakeshore. He hears a noise, sees nothing, pulls out a filleting knife from his bag. Popeye somehow gets behind him with the help of the deadly fog and strangles him. Complete miss on the gore.
Yeah.
So put another check mark, folks. This is not. I'm pausing for effect. This is not how you do horror. You don't have a bloody horror premise and then just fucking strangle people. I mean, come on.
We need more.
We need so much more.
We deserve more.
So back to the gang. They're sitting around a campfire. Dark-haired girl is going on about how the cabin is nice. Sure. Tara tells everyone they should get some work done because of the coming weather.
Uh-huh.
Kathy's in the hot tub and she's not a fan of it. Eventually they all come around, sort of that 80s kind of, oh, everyone's on board, woo woo kind of thing. And then we have a sudden cut to mom and dad still talking about selling the fucking place.
I know, it's been at least 12 hours.
Right? I mean, it's got to been like almost the whole fucking day at this point.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's super dark now.
Yeah. And
at least at the cabin.
And then there's a knock at the door and this fucking woman comes barging in, shows mom a newspaper with a headline about the 3 dead at Popeye's house. And she says, he's back. All right. So if that seemed interesting, don't worry. We've got you covered. We swing back to the gang. No further discussion on that point. And they're painting signs.
Yeah. And
I don't mean like roadside signs. I mean like medium-sized poster board signs.
I mean like we're going to go take these poster boards to a protest.
Yeah, kind of thing. And not a lot of them.
No, just one, actually.
Yeah.
They're painting sign.
They're painting a sign. All of a sudden, Stocking Cap comes in. They call him Beanie, but at this point, I've already named him Stocking Cap, so we're done. He whips out a bottle of booze. Kathy and purple-haired woman are into it. Then there's a knock at the door. A wild-looking woman just comes in saying they can't be there. He's not going to like it, any of it. Leave now. And the response from dark-haired girl is hostile.
Mm-hmm.
Because her character's the I don't take any shit sassy bitch prototype.
Yeah.
And I mean prototype because she's not good enough to be the final product.
Right.
So there's that trope. Then the woman says it's her house. And then she gets pushed out and the door's shut in her face.
Yeah.
And Tara doesn't like how dark-haired woman handled it. So she goes outside for a walk. That'll show her. And a creepy woman is by the lake just staring.
Yeah.
Right. So she's walked from the house in seconds. She's walked from the house to the edge of this mud puddle that is supposed to be the edge of the lake, which it is not by any means. And then staring back at the house through the fog in the dark.
Yes.
Right. And through all of that, Tara.
Like a normal person would.
Yep. So Tara is like, oh, I'm going to zero in on that because she's got like fucking heat seeking eyes, apparently. And she catches up to her, apologizes. And the woman, she says she wants them all to suffer the way he suffered. Now, that's okay. It's a little weird, but sure. Interesting. And then roll fog. Creepy woman says, he's coming to get you. Run. And then she turns around and runs like hell.
Yeah.
Creepy woman does. So back inside the cabin, Tara comes in, says it's all good.
They can wrap for the day.
Yep, the fog's coming in, so the day is done. If they're painting shit inside, it could be fog, it could be snow, it could be, whatever, okay. So they had to have been at this for like 2 hours, maybe, is what I wrote. And I don't know when this is supposed to be done by. I don't know what the opening day is supposed to be.
It's like, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I also didn't care at this point.
Yeah.
So now we cut to Mom, who's trying to call Tara and gets her voicemail. And so all this is, it's her going, okay, first of all, if they own the fucking property, they know there's no fucking coverage up there. If they knew that, right? Whatever. Back to the cabin. Dylan is talking to Tara, starting with, I love you. Don't you? And I actually this was up to this point the most suspenseful part of the film for me, because I was like, where are we going? Where are we going? Is he going away? Is he breaking up with her? Did he do something? Has he got some sort of disease? What's going on? Because anytime you start with shit like that, it's like something bad is going to happen, and it's usually on the dude. Right? Yeah. So what it is he's been accepted to some college, and it's on the other side of the country. And he wants her to come with him. She's not about it. She huffs off for some, who the fuck
They
knows?
Just supposedly drove 12 hours. That's practically the other side of the country.
I
right?
mean,
if you're going north to south.
I mean, pretty much.
In this country.
Well, I might have mentioned.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah, I could get from Flagstaff, Arizona to Madison, Wisconsin in 21 hours, driving straight through. So, yeah, that's 3/4 of the country. They could have easily.
Yeah. This is actually in my notes at this point. I wrote, this movie feels so tropish. It seems like it was written by AI.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Because we're going to get some stuff. Okay. So, Tara huffs off. Baldy and purple hair woman are making out in the hot tub. And you had a valid question.
Uh-huh.
If the fans rebuilt this burnt down.
Right. Or the town.
Why would they put in a fucking hot tub?
Right.
Because I guarantee you, the picture that was painted by the original occupants strongly suggests a hot tub was so far out of the realm of how they lived.
I know.
Right? And even if they had one, why would you bother putting it back? If this place is so terrible and horrifying and mystifyingly spooky, who would be like, oh yeah, let's put the hot tub back in because, when we're there hanging, we can hot tub. Who the fuck's going to go hang? They can't sell the place because it's shit. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So there's some tension between them, and she's tired of them being a secret. This is being purple-haired girl. And I wrote, I don't get how. It's pretty obvious. I mean, I didn't think he was involved with anybody else.
Oh no, he is.
Well, yeah.
With the dark-haired.
Well, yeah, that eventually, was made clear. But on the same note, the way all this shit unfolded, it seemed like they were just like right around the corner from everybody. And in fact,
They were.
someone came up to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so anyway, he's a dick and she's just simple. So you know how that whole conversation goes. So he's involved with the dark-haired woman. He tells Purple Hair he never wants to see her again and that she's ruined the mood. Now she's all alone, tits completely out in the tub.
So she's definitely about to die in the hot tub.
Yeah, because this is the producers, the director, everyone have just played their hand. We have nipples, and that's it. From here, it just is going to go downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is satisfying their nudity portion.
Yes.
So she tries to text something to someone, and I mean, why? We just went through this.
Well, because she said she was gonna tell his girlfriend, so she's texting.
Yeah, but she knows there's no signal. They all went through that.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was there when Kathy had a
conniption.
Yeah. So she's texting angrily, roll fog.
Mm-hmm.
And she notices the fog coming in, looks around for some reason, right? Because there's no sounds. There's no like,
right.
It's just fog. And all of a sudden she's like, what's going on? What? And then Popeye rolls up from behind and hooks the anchor around her throat.
While squeezing her tit.
Well, and hold on. And then starts to squeeze her tit as he strangles her.
Uh-huh.
Now, he didn't punch her through the throat with this thing. I have so much to say about this later. And so as he's squeezing her tit and choking her with the anchor, somebody off camera is squirting him in the face with fake blood from like a ketchup bottle, right? One of those restaurant squirt bottles. It looks horrific. I don't mean horrific like, oh my God. I mean like
stupid.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
It didn't. Anyway, so ultimately he doesn't even strangle her. He fucking drowns her. So now we've got, I don't know, check. All these opportunities missed. And then all of a sudden, creepy woman's there. She comes up to him. And then we cut and we see Purple Hair's phone. The text did not go through.
Right. It failed to send.
Yeah. Fucking surprise. Then we cut to the gang. Baldy thinks Purple Hair called a taxi and split. Again, everyone's under the belief.
Telling them that.
Well, yeah, but I think he believes it too because doesn't know where she is. You know
sure.
What I mean? Okay. Stocking Cap is smoking a joint talking to Dylan. He goes to ask Kathy out. She grabs his phone, snaps a pic of her cleavage, and says she doesn't need to date him. He can just use the picture. And what a super twat she is. For like no reason other than we need to have someone with an attitude like that in the group to balance the film, I guess. And so Stocking Cap leaves. Outside, he calls her a fucking bitch. Roll fog. The fog comes in. Stocking Cap wanders to the lake / mud puddle. And now there is a dock with all kinds of boats, including Popeye's.
I wrote that. I said, this place doesn't seem abandoned or anything. Seems pretty populated. There are like a dozen boats here. Also, tons of houses.
Yeah, and not like kayaks and rowboats, right? These are all lake cruising vessels.
Yeah, and they're not like broken down.
No.
Janky.
No.
They're just like normal boats.
Yeah, and they're all properly tied and everything. So, and I even... wrote here is where I put, which by the way, Popeye's boat is pretty much brand new and not some shabby ass water crawler.
Right.
Right. So how does the boat stay there this long? I mean, has Popeye just been hanging on it? Is there fog in the boat where he hangs out in? Is it genie in a bottle situation? I don't know. Anyway. So he's snooping around. He steps onto the bridge He smells something bad coming from below and then walks away. And we cut to it's some dude with an anchor chain wrapped around his neck, apparently rotting in the.
I think it's supposed to be the dead guy from like the first batch.
Maybe.
But then I was like,
but there
they
was
found the bodies. There was a whole news article
bodies
about it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he was just. I mean, who knows where that fucking fog goes?
Right.
Right. So. So Stocking Cap leaves the boat, goes and sits on the end of the dock, or actually a dock.
An empty dock.
Because it's not the same
else.
dock. Yeah, it's a long shot of a dock, and there's not one fucking boat on it.
Yeah.
And here's why.
All the boats scattered.
No, I know what they did. They found an empty dock somewhere so that he could pretend to jack off.
Yeah.
They did not want that seen because I bet that dock was actually busy. Right? Well, I mean, they do that. They're like, hey, we need this for an hour. Is that okay? Yeah, cool. And people will stand and watch the production, right? Because like, I'm not in a rush. But anyway, this is kind of hard to sell because if there's boats, there's usually at least a couple of those owners have kids that they take out on the boats.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, he sits at the end of this empty dock, looks at the picture and starts jacking off. Roll fog. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, an anchor comes into screen and plunges into his cock.
It really just looks like it got lodged in his pants.
Well, the whole thing, because there's more blood from the squirt bottle.
I wrote, blood and gore game is so weak.
It is, because not only is it not coming like from remotely the right direction.
Right.
None of these are at all at the right angle.
No.
And direction can kind of help with that, but they just threw caution to the wind and said, fuck it, let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. So
is it blood? Good enough.
And then while that's going on, Popeye somehow is coming onto the dock from fucking behind him.
Mm-hmm.
He just got hit.
Yeah.
And why that happened, I don't know. But he reaches into the guy's back and pulls out his spine and then pulls off his head. And at this point, I wrote, there was probably more blood in the actual cartoons, for fuck's sake. And there was no blood in the cartoons. I know I grew up watching these fucking things from the black and white all the way to, yeah.
I wrote, this is way too basic for a 2025 horror. Budget should go heavy into gore. No one watches a horror movie for the story.
Yeah.
So then we're with the other kids in the hot tub. Wherever Pinky Hair went, who knows? Apparently no one noticed the blood in the hot tub.
Well, see, because the blood was squirting up into his face.
Right.
Not even up. It was actually kind of down and from the right.
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't bleed in the tub. She just like, I don't know, squirted blood on him and kept the water clean.
Well, they're in the hot tub when the dark-haired girl who's with Baldy, his like proper girlfriend, her name's Donna, she gets a text and it's the delayed one from Pinky Hair.
You call her Pinky Hair. She had purple hair though.
It was pink.
It was purple.
So she leaves. I'm talking now.
All right.
She gets that text that was delayed and Baldy follows her. And then the two blondes that are left over, Tara and Kathy, they look too alike. Is what I wrote. And then hard smash over to the parents' house. The other mom, who I guess is Dylan's mom.
The woman who burst in with the headlines before. Yeah, she comes literally bursting in.
She says she found her son's diary and it's like a little pink diary.
Like a My Little Pony fucking thing.
Kind of, yeah. And it says the kids are at the house. And then Tara's mom is like shocked to find the house keys missing. So then we're back to the kids. Donna and Baldy are having their argument in the cabin. And she leaves him in the room and he punches a random piece of wood, damaging his hand on it. It's like just a piece of wood that's hanging out in there.
Yeah. Can I just, on this whole thing that just happened, right up to the, just before the wood thing, the storming off, the Baldy thing, dark hair thing, the parents, and in the middle of all that, Dad is standing there like he actually forgot they were rolling. Right?
Yeah.
He is just completely fucking disengaged while these two women are going batshit around him. And I just wanted to, because I took the trouble of writing this. I wrote, what in the ever-loving fuck is going on? Have all rules of writing just been rough fucked into nothing?
Yeah.
And nobody cares.
Because this movie was written by AI.
Something, because this was like a super wild thing that happened.
I know.
It's just like brain bending.
It's so bad.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So, okay. I'm trying to like smash through the rest of this film so we can talk about it. Whew. Okay, so they're he punches that, damages his hand. Donna goes outside. Baldy sees an opened can of spinach rolling into the room. And we know that it's an open can of spinach because there's a little bit of spinach stuck to the lid.
It's like yeah.
It is.
Like
I mean,
sprig.
In fairness, this can is very much like cartoon Popeye spinach can looking, right? Without the label.
Yeah. Can I just make a note about the hand wound?
Okay.
Well, because this is really one of the things that pissed me off, and I want to rail on it while we're talking about it, and then we'll talk about it some more. So he hurts his hand, and when we see it, there's blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Not oozing, not dripping, not even really looking wet, right?
Right.
It's like he brushed his hand up against some red shit at some point during the day, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Check. More missed fucking gore moments.
Yeah. And then the fog.
Yeah.
And Popeye comes slowly jogging in. And he and Baldy start fighting. And I guess Baldy is supposed to be the strong boy. But this fight is absolutely pathetic. And I don't mean in the like, haha, it's funny. I mean, like, it's just poorly choreographed, poorly filmed, very poorly done. He ends up pushing Baldy's face onto the broken wood that he broke his hand on earlier. And these are cheating effects is what these are, like not even trying.
Yeah, no, whatever that piece was sticking out supposed to have gone into his eye.
Right.
And I have in caps, no gore. Fuck.
And then Popeye laughs at the can of spinach, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're with Donna, who's outside. She sees an axe in one of their tires.
That's dark hair.
Yeah.
Woman. Okay, yeah.
She assumes it was Baldy, but she just left him in the room. And then she goes back and she sees him on the wall. But honestly, he could just be kneeling there.
I mean, so you were with the girls. You
Yeah.
guys are out doing your thing, right?
Yeah.
And there's like some sort of argument or some shit going on and da-da-da. And you go out for a walk.
And there's a fucking axe in the tire.
If there's an axe in the tire, would your first thought be it was one of the other two? That, oh, Carla or Ashley must have run out here and axed the fucking tire as I was coming out.
Right?
Right? Or would you be like, maybe this is a red alert moment?
Right.
Just saying.
Big red flag.
God, I know.
So then she sees the glass on the floor and she sees the creepy lady outside, just standing outside the window, and she backs into the room and then Popeye scares her.
Yeah.
So she runs away.
Where was the fog?
Don't know. So then we're with Tara, who's in bed sleeping, and then Dylan wakes her up, and it's apparently 6 p.m. And he says they don't know where anybody is.
Yeah, he says, we don't know where anybody is. Who's we?
Right?
What the fuck are you talking about? What has been going? Why has she been sleeping so fucking long?
Yeah. So anyway. It's 6 p.m., but it's light through the window behind him. And then we're with Donna and it's dark outside. And then Tara and Dylan meet Kathy outside. It's all very confusing. Tara suggests checking the lake and then leaves them behind.
Yeah.
And then she walks to the house, not the lake, with the crime scene tape still on it. She finds a class picture with her mom on it. And I wrote, her mom taught Popeye? Of fucking course she did.
Her mom, well, they did mention at some point that her mom was a teacher. And that was like the big rally point. Everything that she had done for them as students.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like, I've seen this woman. I don't believe she did anything for anybody.
I don't believe she did either.
Did not have that capacity.
So then we're with Donna, who's hiding in the woods, and Popeye's kind of walking around. And then she gets caught in a fucking net trap. Not even a sturdy looking net. It looks like pantyhose net.
It does. And the first thing I thought when that happened was, and it just hit me. I'm like, you know what? The episode of Big Bang Theory where they put up the burglar alert system and the net from thing fell on Penny, that looked fucking scarier and more formidable than this. But it did. It looked like bad fishnet stockings.
I know. And then the other 3 kids are discussing the picture. I don't know why I wrote this, but I wrote Dylan has to be the most dense, idiotic guy in the world. I guess because the picture's baffling him. Anyway, we're back to Donna and Popeye. And Popeye apparently has a tractor with a
No, it's one of those warthogs, one of those big things like bushwhackers.
Right.
That you ride.
Right. Well, it's a tractor with that on the front of it. I went, oh, he's going to run her over with it. Is this where the money went? I'm going to bet no. That thing isn't even running. The blades on the front of it. And then him running her over is done so poorly, it's just blood spray.
The squirting thing,
off
in directions that have nothing to do with anything, right? But I also wrote, he's suddenly in possession of this fucking warthog, and very slowly, Zamboni style, is rolling her over. Too bad this wasn't Deadpool.
Okay, my notes get really salty going forward here. So the other 3 run in here and they run to it. And then Popeye sees Tara and fixates on her. And then the kids run and Kathy, who's the third wheel now, because it's Tara, Dylan, and Kathy.
Yeah.
She trips and Popeye's catching up. And then a car pulls up and it's the parents. And I thought this was a 12-hour fucking drive.
Right?
How? What?
It's just as if they were coming from in town, like our town.
Yeah.
Right to here, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes. But yeah, that was a fast 12 hours.
So then Popeye kills Dylan's mom right away, despite having been behind Kathy. So I don't know where. Apparently he can teleport. The eyes bleeding on her is okay, but it's too quick. Probably because it wasn't actually that good.
Yeah.
And then Dad puts his fists up to fight Popeye. And then they turn to run.
Well, yeah, Popeye does the same thing, puts his fists up. And right again, this made me think of Princess Bride, right?
Yeah.
And then turns and fucking runs.
Yes.
From Inigo.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy does. And Mom follows suit.
So then we're back to Tara and Dylan, and then Mom and Dad meet up with them, and then Dylan learns his mom died. And poor Dylan is, I think, the dumbest boy to ever have lived. Anyway, Kathy's in the woods still by herself. No one killed her yet. She trips over someone, and I'm like, who, though?
She trips again. I have.
Yeah. And then she gets to a car and tries to turn it on. And then Popeye's outside. But it's weird because the lights turn on in the car, but it sounds like it doesn't have any battery. Like it's the sound of when you try to start a car and it doesn't have enough battery.
Yeah, to crank it
It's
over.
not that it doesn't have any gas, but if it... anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking... Okay. Popeye then lifts the car and flips it over.
Well, can I describe this so that we don't give any misrepresentation of what happened?
Sure.
He very slowly lifts the car up, like he's,
Mm-hmm.
Trying not to bust a nut while doing it.
Yeah.
And then lifts it on its side. And then because of the angle of the ground that it's on, it very slowly rolls on to the hood.
Yeah.
Right? Now, because of this, Kathy is somehow fucking hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Falling out of a bunk bed causes more damage. But anyway, I just wanted to illustrate for folks.
Yeah.
Because, flips it over, makes it sound like, "Rrr." No, this is one of the slowest attacks I've seen in a while.
Yeah. So now, of course, because there's a car involved, there's gas leaking all over.
Yeah.
So what was wrong with this car? Why wouldn't it start? Anyway.
Because the gas was in the back seat, because that's where it was leaking from.
That's true.
So somebody fucked up at some point. Switch the gas.
And then I wrote, it might actually be cool if he lit this with the coals from his pipe. that
Right.
he's been smoking.
Yeah.
But no, he lights it with a match.
Yeah. Not yet. Ching, missed opportunity.
Yeah. Everyone else sees this car blowing up and then runs back to the house. Mom tells them Popeye was her student. He was in her dreams all the time after he died. And everyone in town apparently had the same dream, instructing them to rebuild the house and keep it owned by one person. Fucking what?
Well, they would take turns owning it.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my fucking...
I'm with you.
Apparently, Tara tried to save Popeye from being made fun of.
When they were little.
But...
So in the sketch show, in the first beginning of the film.
Yeah, it was like there was one nice person.
Yeah, there was one,
But you'd think Tara would remember that.
That's my whole thing. It's only been 15 fucking years.
I know.
How people can forget shit. This is like watching Seven Deadly Sins, where everybody fucking forgot about who everybody was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they never saw one another. They're looking each other right in the fucking eye, and they don't know who they're looking for.
I'm so mad.
Okay, let's keep going.
So a mom apparently joined the mob to stop him to save her kid, who wasn't in trouble or in danger anyway.
Yeah.
Then Olive Oil comes in and immediately kills Mom and Dad.
Now, wait a minute. Olive Oil is Creepy Woman.
Yes.
Okay, that's important.
I call her Olive Oil, but
Yeah.
she never really actually gets named. Popeye apparently told her all about Tara, and he just wants love.
Olive is his brother.
Olive is his sister.
Or his sister, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Her parents hid her away. She says all the kids should have drowned in the lake instead of him. So they already had a kid in the basement before they put their murderous kid in the basement.
Yeah.
So she goes on for quite a while, and then Dylan tries to hit her with a pan.
Yeah, tried.
Tara dumps a blue jug of something on Olive, and then they carry Mom, who's been stabbed but is still alive somehow, outside the house.
Yeah.
And Olive comes and grabs Tara,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dylan throws a lighter at Olive, and they're not even trying with these effects.
No.
She lights on fire, but it's like shitty fire. And then Popeye has Mom now and is yelling at Tara, just her name, over and over. And he starts beating up Dylan. And then Tara runs away and comes back with the tractor. She and Dylan have apparently tied the anchor to him somehow in all of this.
Yeah.
And she throws it into the mud pond. And then she runs over him with the tractor thing. And it's just more blood spray. It's just light. It's light again now.
Then it's broad daylight. And then
Dylan and Tara hug.
roll fog.
Yeah. Well, but hold on. But here she can go to that college across the country with him now because she doesn't have a family anymore.
Right.
Happy,
Silver linings.
Happy endings all around. This is literally like what they're saying to each other.
Yes. I was there, baby. I know.
I can go to college with you now. So she takes the house key out of her pocket and throws it in the mud. And then the keys get thrown back out.
Yeah.
And then Popeye grabs her from behind. The end.
Yep. That was that. Anyway, there was a couple like things I noted because it's like what did it add? So Olive loved Popeye, not because he was her brother, but because he would feed her when their parents forgot.
Right.
Which apparently was often. The pouring of the liquid from the blue canister. Water, flammable, acid. I mean, at this point, it's anybody's guess.
Yeah.
Right? Because it certainly doesn't make sense to have flammable liquids in blue fucking water jugs.
Right.
But hey, I spent some time with these guys. Yeah, I could almost buy it.
They're dumb.
Yeah. The whole thing when Olive got lit up, it just, I wrote a couple of screams. Oh, she's dead.
Yep.
Yeah. And there wasn't enough CGI fire there to, you couldn't even melt a birthday candle.
No.
With that. They just really, and here's the best part. It wasn't like, where they fill the screen. Like back in the old days, they spent so much money to get a guy in a burn suit, a stunt man,
Yeah.
and slather him up with stuff. It's easily 5 seconds of him going,
Yeah.
shooting flames and stuff. She wasn't even fully in the frame. She was probably in the bottom, I would say maybe 6th or 8th of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It was just enough to have a little flame.
Yes.
And she's out of the less than a second, gone.
Yeah.
And
she went up like Arthur in Red Dead Redemption too.
Oh yeah, he's talking about flammable. That
Yeah.
dude's got some issues.
That's a man made of kindling.
All right, so it goes without saying, this was not fantastic, and we're going to talk about why it wasn't fantastic, how it could have been, and the answer is not more money. Because I will say this before we get into it, the money involved here was not sparse.
But it was not spent well. More money wouldn't have helped.
No, well, it wasn't spent well, but there was money to get clean production, right? This isn't a camcorder that can't light adjust. This isn't not having light kits. This isn't not having microphones. Everything was Midland at least.
Yeah.
In terms of production quality. Get into effects and stuff, and then that's where we start talking about shit. But let's take a deep breath. Now let's talk about this bitch.
Yeah, after 30 solid minutes of spinach advertisements. We'll be back after the ad break. And we're back.
We are.
Boy, I'm so hungry for spinach after listening to all those ads.
Okay, we're going to talk about this movie. But before we do, quick announcement. So the next episode we record. So, folks, I'm going in for surgery in 6 days, and I'm going to be a whole week in the hospital. And when I come back, I can't traverse stairs. So our next recording is likely going to be done upstairs, and it's going to sound different. So I'm just letting you know. It's like an on location kind of thing. So I'm not hauling all of this shit up there.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little bit different, just to let you know what's coming, because I've talked frequently about how when it all comes down to it, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm not going to try and remaster shit in a whole new thing. So, caveat.
Forewarning.
Yeah. Now.
All right. Let's talk about the good. It's a short list.
It is, but it's actually an important list, right? So, sound.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead. What?
It is a movie.
It is a movie. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they made the thing. Sound.
There was sound.
There was it wasn't mumbly, it wasn't muffled. It was, like I said, Midland, which is where you want to be, right? Because you don't make these kinds of movies hoping to get some sort of fucking award at a festival or some other kind of thing, or a contest for like best sound. They reserve that shit for like grand scale things. Like, if your sound is shit, the rest of the movie is going to fail miserably.
Yeah.
Got to hear what's going on, because if you can't see what's going on, you should be able to hear what's going on.
And we could pretty much hear what was going on.
Yeah. And, like I said, it wasn't echoey. It wasn't like they just had the one mic and they put it in the corner to catch everybody. Lighting was...
You could mostly see what was going on.
Yeah. Well, indoors, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't inspired. They didn't
It wasn't artistic. It was very basic.
Yeah, it was pretty basic. They didn't, try to make it ambient and like catch lights. Like we talked about with Flesh.
Right.
Right. That was a lighting disaster all the way around. This one, I would give it, a solid C, maybe a C plus.
Sure.
Right.
It passed.
Yeah. Outside, that's where it kind of failed a bit.
Well, and continuity with the lighting outside was terrible.
Yeah.
But Oh, nuts. I just had another positive. Then I sort of forgot it.
Fleeting.
Yeah. Oh, the acting was C minus.
Yeah.
It was passing. It was fine.
Given, and this is the thing, when you're given a script like this that has lost all meaning before we even get into it.
Yeah.
Right. There's not a lot you can do. The best actors have done shit performances because you can't polish a turd.
Yeah.
Right. And this is one of those instances. They may just suck as actors, but I don't believe that because there was a lot of little bits where you can get visual clues on like, well, this person knows how to act, at least at,
right.
at a passable base level because of the way they're holding their body. They're not fidgeting with their hands. Like John Wayne is a good example. John Wayne could act from like the chest up.
Right.
But when they did those full shots, he's always fidgeting with this. He never knew what to do with his fucking arms or hands. And that was famously, known. And you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, begs the question, you've been making movies with this guy for 28 years. Why do you still keep shooting him full body? Because he just looks like he's, about
like he
ready
doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's about ready to drop to the ground. But with the lines and all the trope character staging,
yeah,
how much could they have actually done? So yeah, I will say the acting C minus, but I don't think that necessarily reflects these folks' capabilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, at a bigger base level, one thing that they did fairly well is with such a large cast, as far as, horrors go.
Right.
Because there were like 8 of these kids.
Yeah.
They did make them all mostly look different. Everyone had different hair, except for there were the 2 blondes. But, even all the guys had different hair. So you could at least tell from scene to scene, oh, this is that guy. Even if you didn't catch the names.
Yeah. Okay. So Dylan, dark-haired dude, baldy and stocking cap.
Right.
Bam.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, Popeye.
Right. And then there's like the pink, purple, magenta hair girl, dark haired girl, blonde.
Well, and Tara and Kathy were easily identifiable. Yes, they had blonde hair, not exactly the same shade, but Kathy has resting bitch face, right? Like,
sure.
Why is she even part of this group? Because she just seems intolerable. But then there's Tara, who just looks miserable most of the time. Yeah. Like, seriously, just fretting her face down when nothing's going on.
And I want to say that is important because there are movies that fail because characters look too much alike and people can't tell them apart.
Yeah. We've had that.
And it could be as simple like too many blondes, too many brunettes.
They look alike, they dress alike, and worse, their characters are all alike.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know at this point who's what.
Right.
So those things worked, right? You're putting something together visually, sound-wise. This is a good metric, right? This is a good base level. If I can get this, then I'm golden. If you can do better, even better. Get creative with lighting. Learn how to do ambient lighting. Like we talked about in Flesh, that hotel light in the corner burnt out 80% of the frame. You can't fix that in post, right?
Yeah.
Because if you burn out, you burn out. Whether it's digital or film, it's gone. There's nothing there but that intense white light. A lot of it could have visually felt a little more like in the mood, in the moment.
Yeah.
If they had taken these little steps.
Yeah.
Outside, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, good luck. And I say that not to, like in a dickish way. It is difficult as shit to shoot outside, folks, at night.
Yeah.
Well, even in the daylight, right? If you don't have the proper stuff,
yeah,
you're gonna have a light burn, right? Because the sun's gonna be too intense if you do it. If you try to shoot people with the sun, and this is as a photographer, let me just tell you, quit putting the sun behind people to take photos.
God.
Sweet Christ, right? Learn how to use a flash, get a diffuser. They're literally $20 for like a 36-inch fold out diffuser. Nothing fancy, right? Anyway, it's easy to fix, you know. But at night, it's hard. It's hard to catch the night. It is hard to figure out unless you like do day for night, which is always obvious.
It is always obvious,
You know.
but if that's all you can do, then that's what you do.
Well, and this is where, so you've got a horror movie especially, and you're going to have a lot of it at night, which most are, and it's going to be outside. Look at what you need to have visible on the screen. Because one thing I'm getting real tired of, and this is happening more and more and more in A movies, right? Big studio movies, where you can't see what in the ever-loving fuck is going on.
Oh, yeah. That's because everyone's got a hard-on for, like, true blacks.
Yeah. And it's just, this is like the whole, why whisper on a fucking film set?
I know.
Right? We understand. We've been indoctrinated for decades and decades and decades of when I'm talking to you, like, gee, I hope he doesn't do so-and-so. And the fucking guy's like 36 inches behind me, right?
Right.
And he hears every fucking thing I'm saying. But as an audience member, we know they're talking like in a whisper, so he can't hear, kind of thing. But you don't actually have to whisper because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. It's, you're it's a film. We get it.
Yeah. But that's, like I said, this hard on for true black. Okay. I go to a movie to see shit. If I wanted to like hear what was going on, I'd get the fucking audiobook.
Well, and if I really wanted to enjoy, the true black of nighttime, I would go out into the woods at night.
I mean, there you go. Again, not in a movie though.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Now.
Anyway, I just want to finish up. So if you have stuff that should be seen and you've scripted it and it's going to do this thing, right? Especially if you've got like spending money on effects and whatever, do day for night. There's no shame. There's no shame in it. There's a reason it was invented, and there's a reason we still do it today. They still sell day for night lenses. If you're doing digitally and you want to do it in post, they have day for night packages and instructions on how to do it and the coloring and everything. Go ahead, because I'll take it upon myself, speaking for all audience members who will see your work, really do just want to see what's going on and not have to guess, and you're putting the money and the effort and everything into making your film. Don't let someone shame you into not doing, don't do day for night. That's so old and blah, blah, blah. I can think of a lot of A movies where they did day for night, and I was like, fucking yes, kudos to the director for nothing else of having the balls to go, I'm going to make sure everyone sees this.
Yeah.
Because it's a $40 million production.
We know that it's day for night. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Just be consistent.
Yeah. We go with it. We're the audience.
Yeah. All right. Now, this is what really pisses me off.
Bring it.
Okay. First, the log line for this film. Which essentially made it seem like it was Friday the 13th version
with Popeye.
Friday the 13th with Popeye.
Instead of Jason.
Yes. There was no camp. They're not camp counselors. They're supposedly building a haunted house inside this house. With
one poster board and I think a marker. Because we never actually see what the fuck they're doing.
No, it's like something pink.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? Like that log line's not even close.
Nope.
And that is part of what convinces me this film was written by AI. The script was written by AI.
Okay.
Because if you have it write your script, why not have it write the log line as well? Yep. Right? And it was the first of these to come out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which means they had, unless it was already written before. And if this was not written by AI, then who's the writer?
There's two of them.
Okay, yeah. Seeger and the other one.
The other one.
Have no excuse for how terrible this was. This is horrifically terrible writing.
Yeah, Harry Boxley and E.C. Seeger.
You should be ashamed of yourselves.
I'll actually jump on that train with you. The writing in this was so discordant from moment to moment.
Yeah.
And nothing flowed. Like the mom and dad, they have been talking about selling this fucking house, the problems with it. I don't know how many days into this adventure.
Right.
And it for nothing. And I actually thought, why do they keep bringing this wild, crazy bitch in here? We're screaming about, oh, he's back. Oh, I found my pony, Dylan's
my
journal.
son's little pony diary.
Yeah. None of it made sense. And to make a 12-hour trip in 11 and a half minutes.
If that.
I'm trying to be generous. I don't even know where to begin to say where the failings were other than in every aspect of it.
Right.
Everything you will ever read about how to write properly, especially for scripts, anything you'll go to class for, creative writing classes, anything. Everything that you could possibly learn was shit on in the writing of this movie, which lends very much, credence to your AI.
Well, there was also every single trope from every single horror film. There was the guy cheating on his girlfriend with another girl who's in the party. There was the hot tub. There's the I'm going away to college and this is creating strife. It was like someone took every trope, that episode of South Park where they posit that Family Guy is written by manatees in a tank.
Yes.
It was every single trope just mishmashed together like that. Like they just pulled them out of a tank and go ahead.
No, yeah, it's okay. You're fired up.
I'm so mad.
Fired it up. Fire it up. And
there's just no excuse.
The whole thing with the kids is lifted right out of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
They're kids of the grown-ups who did all this horrible shit.
Right.
And that they burnt Freddy in the, boiler room and whatever. And, he came back and he's fucking with him.
It's literally just every other horror movie recycled with Popeye added.
Right. And I'm just going to, we'll come back around to this in a little bit, but a bad Popeye.
Yeah.
Right.
Not even a decently done Popeye.
The dialogue was hard to follow because it's almost as if again, if it was written by AI, it didn't. A speaks, B speaks, A speaks, B says something that has nothing to do with the other, just these other three moments. And then A takes it a step further and takes us even further out.
Well,
right?
I just want to say, here's what I have to say.
Okay.
If these writers think we can't fucking spot an AI written script, they're dead wrong because we can.
I'm going to stand by you on that. I think that'll be the official stance, is this had to have been done by AI and they just prompted the shit out of it and did it poorly.
Yeah.
Because we have covered films and we have talked about stuff we've seen that we haven't covered for the show that were so poorly written, right? But we have gone in ad nauseum on how you can make it better, right?
Yeah.
And the things that we're missing, and I'm not going to explain it anymore, but I keep saying it, the 3 tenets of storytelling. If you don't know what that is, fucking put it into Google or Bing or Yahoo or whatever the fuck you use, DuckDuckGo, and learn it. Because you shouldn't be doing anything putting pen to paper until you know it. That is the big failing of every film, multi-million down to a couple dozen bucks, right? The writing will kill it before it even gets a chance to be born. This was horrific.
Yeah.
It was hard to follow. It didn't make sense. The little things of, the burn down and, the fans of the story. At the timeline, it's only been 15 years, right?
Yeah.
Now, Nightmare on Elm Street. I was going to say Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know why. These are young people. it did not have that much time either in
Right.
between what happened to him and this. Difference being, they didn't act like they all forgot about it.
Right.
Right. And the kids didn't know, some of them didn't know anything about any of this shit. Right. So, that fits.
Except the kids who apparently went to school with Popeye and didn't remember a
No,
freakishly
I meant,
deformed child killing someone in their class.
well, I meant Nightmare on Elm Street.
Sure.
Yeah. Right. Here, it's a class fucking photo. They're all supposed to have been in the fucking class because they're going to college. It was, Popeye wasn't like 17 when the shit went down. He was a kid, like 9. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or
not
like
even
5.
Yeah. Well, no, because he was, in school. I would say between 6 and 8.
Sure.
Right? Is how old he was supposed to be. Now, none of them have any recollection of this. I don't, and then they see the picture. Why that picture's there? If the place was burnt down, why was the photo there?
With burnt edges, just laying on the ground for 15 years, perfectly untouched. I mean, I'll argue kids who go through traumatic experiences can block them out, right?
Sure.
There's some memory loss, right? But that's not even brought up.
They weren't all traumatized either.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I mean, when you see a kid in your class throttle another one until his eyes pop out, I mean, that's something you remember or you repress pretty heavily.
Right. And if you didn't see it, you at least would have,
heard about it.
Yeah, it would have been talked about on the playground.
For sure.
Right? Do you know what happened to Johnny? What happened to Johnny? Well, he's not here today because he's fucking died of optical poptitude. He's out.
Optical poptitude.
We could go on for far longer than the movie went on for, talking about the bad writing. It's just horrible. And I don't mean it missed the mark here and there. I don't mean this is like clearly amateuristic. Like you said, I believe and take the side of they used AI, and because it's just all over it. It just stinks of just the inconsistency and the inability to stitch things together and maintain a story momentum.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
You go. You got.
No, I was just taking a breath because.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Okay.
A lot of feels.
First crime. AI written script. Second crime, which is actually, I think, tied in terms of severity.
Okay.
With the AI written script, which is doing a horror movie and not putting any of your goddamn budget into gore.
Yes.
Doing a slasher.
Yeah. I was going to say, we can pin that down a little bit because we're watching a horror movie right now that if it didn't have the gore, I think would still be awesome.
It would, yeah.
Okay. But that it has the gore just means somebody knows what they're fucking doing, and it's done in a magnificent fashion.
It is,
yeah.
But not here.
No.
So on par with the having AI write the script is doing a slasher movie with no discernible gore.
Right. You made the comment about this sort of being up there with Birdemic.
Oh yeah.
In terms of the horror effects. And I, again, cannot disagree or challenge that. I'm on board.
Right.
That was 100% on. I mean, I wrote, did we choose the wrong one? So folks, okay.
There was no right one to choose.
Well, we watched all 3 trailers, and this one seemed to have the most potential because we want silly horror to at least be gory. It's a gore fest, right? Because if you have the gore fest and you're doing it right, the story isn't super important.
Yeah.
This was important.
Then I might not even notice that your script is written by AI.
Right. But the story in this was super important because there was very little else to go on. When we were talking about it afterwards, I had said this reminds me of a lot of grindhouse films where they didn't. The whole thing about a grindhouse film is they didn't bother with any details, right? In terms of like, well, he's crushing the guy's head in front of him so the blood should come from the front, right? Psh, splatter. In those movies, what they would often do is they'll squeeze the head and someone will like dump a cup of fake blood on their head from above.
Right.
It's like, that doesn't even make sense, you know? But when you go to a grindhouse film, you don't care. It's
a grindhouse film.
The whole thing taken as a whole is the experience. And you're just
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I know that's a pig's liver or a cow's liver because that liver's, 62% of a human body. Nobody's liver is that big.
And I'm not a big grindhouse kind of person. I like them occasionally.
Right. I like them because, when I grew up, they were the thing.
Sure.
You could go to the literally 25-cent theaters
Mm-hmm.
and, because, it cost nothing to get hold of a grindhouse film back then and just pump that shit out. And that's kind of the whole thing. It's like, there are people who are super big fans of documentaries. Doesn't matter what. It's the genre. Right. And same thing with grindhouse. I'm not at that level quite, but there are people, it doesn't matter. It's grindhouse. It has everything. And it's even better when you can watch it actually in a grindhouse theater, usually shitty, run down, just 3 steps from being condemned. Right.
Your shoes stick to the floor.
Oh yeah.
The seats are greasy.
The seats are everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, the gore is inexcusable.
The lack of gore.
Yeah.
The deliberate passing over it.
Yeah.
Is inexcusable. And I think really speaks to the intent and the effort actually put into this. The intent, I think, was to just make something that's called Popeye.
And get it out there before anyone else made another Popeye.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm not a fan of this kind of stuff because it's a money grab, and this is what happens. Everybody's scrambling to get the first one. This is like tabloid magazine bullshit, right? And tabloid it doesn't matter who gets the story first. It's all garbage.
Yeah.
And probably inaccurate, like 100%, if not 98.
It's really shitty because it demeans the industry in such a way that it doesn't actually matter. Okay, if we wanted to make a Popeye movie in 2025, we'd have to really get on it right now. But it doesn't matter if our Popeye movie is like a fucking masterpiece because 3 other ones came out this year ahead of it.
Right.
So it's not even, like quantity over quality. It's you're shitting on and fucking over the people who are actually going to put in and make the effort to make the art, not just to put content out, put shit content out.
Well, that's just it. So if we made a 4th Popeye movie, people who have suffered through these 3 will be like, eh.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think that's fair to the folks who are making the effort because the fatigue from the name. Oh, I've fucking a 4th Popeye. I can't. I won't. I'm done.
Yeah.
Right. So, I want to talk about the next the Shiver Me Timbers.
Sure.
Couple tie into there, but also in effects. Right. One thing I pointed out in my notes is towards the end when Popeye is punching Dylan, you can see his arm prosthetic sliding down and wrinkling up at the wrist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that, not cool. Not cool. You could have done a different shot, right? And that's why I want to talk about Shiver Me Timbers. Shiver Me Timbers was a fucking kaleidoscope of WTF, right? Because it's supposed to be Halley's Comet, and then it's supposed to be this meteor storm or meteor shower, killer meteors or some shit tied into it. They can't get comet, meteor right in the sentences. But there's one thing that happened towards the end of that film where, and this Popeye was even like worse. Just, but they did give him some Popeye lines from the cartoon.
He did at least have Popeye lines. Just real quick in the beginning, he's just a regular fisherman and he says, "I am what I am" when they.
Yeah. They don't even call him Popeye.
No.
At no point in here do they call him by name.
They do not.
Right.
And then later he says another Popeye line. I can't remember what it is, but The one they did give him a cool, like pipe made out of bone.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's a scene where someone gets dunked into this thing of acid by Popeye at the end.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it cuts throughout the whole thing. There's, and we think this was AI as well, where it's like a star field and then like the meteors.
Yeah.
Shoom, shoom, shoom. But they're like coming from all fucking directions. I'm like, somebody clearly doesn't understand how a meteor shower works, because they're at every, like all 12 points, right? Like, this is terrible. But anyway, so they show one of those and then they go through this bit, getting the chemical thing. And then it cuts to the exact same one we just saw.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I picked those out. Oh, one of these things is just like the other.
Uh-huh.
And while that was happening, we hear the barrel fall over.
Mm-hmm.
We hear some muffled sounds, a squish, and then another squish. And then it cuts to this woman who's on the ground for reasons we don't know. And the dude in the thing, in the chemical thing, is now just like laying out in the middle of the alley, all funked.
Yeah.
Right. And I was thinking about it. So we're sitting out having a cigarette, and like, I wonder if what they shot for that scene was so fucking bad.
It
just didn't pan out for whatever reason. But you can't just cut it. And that's the hardest thing about editing. You look at something and you're like, this didn't work at all. It could be a practical effects failure. It could be something that didn't fire off, squib or something like that. Just a light fell or something happened. And you just couldn't like do it again.
Right.
Right. And a lot of times with effects, it's one and done. But you can't cut that completely out, because then you miss the whole rest of the thing. Like her crawling up to him, because she crawls the rest of the whole movie from that point.
For some reason.
And we don't know why, because we didn't see it. So I'm like, I think they just kept the audio and then put that, scene,
mm-hmm.
the meteor shower thing back up to cover the stuff they couldn't cut visually.
Yeah.
And that made super sense to me. And that was actually, in spite of that movie also sucking the big one, I actually thought that was clever.
Mm-hmm.
It was sloppily done. But
that whole movie was pretty sloppy.
A very large portion of this movie could easily have had a meteor shower shot over all of it.
Yeah.
And just gone with the audio, because not fucking anything was happening.
That's true.
This is the equivalent of an audiobook horror story, only those are even scarier. Right?
I actually like audio horror.
Well, yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But it's audio.
Yeah. Like the Old Gods of Appalachia podcast.
Yeah.
So good.
The fact that you have this Popeye slasher film and you can't do the blood right. If you have like the hand, like I made the note, and it seems like a little thing, but if you got a hole in your hand, there should be blood dripping. And I swear to God, it doesn't take anything. Put the hand in frame. All right, ready, roll sound. Here we go. Pour the shit on it, pull away, action. All right, the camera's already rolling. And you're going to move your hand a little bit, right? Or if it's like him in frame, pour the blood, step out, and then he's doing whatever. But there's shit dripping. You don't have to be a fucking mastermind to figure that out. And it doesn't cost you fucking anything.
Yeah.
Right? You can use Caro syrup and food coloring, for fuck's sake. But you already had the blood because you bloodied up all the shit. But by the time you got around to shooting it, a lot of it looked dry.
Yeah.
I don't understand how so many things were done so poorly in this. But yet you could tell they had money to at least get a midline, baseline production.
I will give a free, no charge to you or any of our listeners tip for a blood effect.
Okay.
Okay. You can use, movie blood, yada, yada, yada. But say you've got someone who's got to be running around with a bloody shirt.
Sure.
Okay. Instead of using the liquid blood, use red nail polish.
Yeah.
Blood colored nail polish, because it will dry. It will still look wet.
Mm-hmm.
It'll still be dark. It's not going to dry and pink out on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it will, it's never going anywhere. Your continuity's in the bag.
Yep.
For that bloody shirt.
And I know why you're bringing that up.
Yeah.
So folks, I don't know if we've ever talked about the bloody shirt.
Oh, my bloody shirt?
But, so Danny did dinner detective.
Yeah, it was a murder mystery dinner theater.
And yeah, you had that white tank top with the blood shirt.
Yeah.
For ages.
I did.
Yeah.
And it looked fantastic every time. It went through the wash, came out looking great.
Week after week.
Like it had been freshly shot.
I would get, how's it look? I'd look at it and like, looks like somebody just bled onto it, or you bled onto it.
Yeah.
That's, valid thing to do. Doesn't work in none of this works.
Not applicable to every single situation.
Right. But it's something to put in your bag of shit.
Tricks. Yeah.
$5 nail polish, $3 t-shirt. Fucking A. We can use this to the whole thing as long as we don't fuck up the shirt in other ways.
Right.
Right. Well, here's the other thing with nail polish. You can actually pencil on the blood stain, and you can make like a tattoo of it, right? Or tracing.
Yeah.
You can draw it on several different shirts and then paint in, and the variation will be so slight
that it won't matter.
Nobody will notice.
Yeah.
Right? Because we notice, and a lot of people do, the blood patterns.
Yeah.
Right?
And I don't tend to get up in arms about blood patterns from scene to scene unless they're like wildly different.
Right. I don't get up in arms, but I can't not see it.
Yeah.
It's like people who have gone way back to like the serials at the theaters before the movie begins, week after week. Last week, the car came and, rode off the cliff or lost the hubcap. And then the next week, the car stops before the cliff, or it's got all the hubcaps on it. Just little shit like that. Chase scenes in old cop, shows. Hubcaps fucking flying everywhere. But every shot, every car has all of its hubcaps.
Yeah.
That shit happens. But anyway, the lack of gore in this is so, it's gone beyond disappointing. It's infuriating.
It is. I know.
This was just like lazy. I can't find any excuses for what these guys did for this production. The script had to be AI. The direction, it did not even at least read a book on it.
It was just so confusing and jarring, and nothing added up or made any sense.
Well, for the longest part, I thought, what's wrong with this fucking Popeye house? Because that looks like it's pretty sweet. Only they were in the fucking cabin.
But
we didn't get that
cabin.
We didn't get that transition. And then at one point they do say cabins plural.
Right.
Like everyone's going to be staying in their own cabin. No, it's just the one fucking cabin, and the people, Tara and Dylan had their one room. Nobody else had a fucking room.
Right.
It seemed. I don't know.
Maybe they did. Maybe there were like 20 rooms in that cabin.
I don't care what the movie is. B-siders. If you're out there and you're going to make a movie for the first time, quick things. 3 tenets of storytelling. Understand your budget and base your script on the budget. Yeah. Don't write this lofty fucking script where there's going to be beheadings and limbs flying, and you can't even afford a pack of fucking hot dogs for some weird effect. Right. You write the script to what you know you're going to be able to do. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not limiting creativity. That's being more creative.
It is.
That's finding another way to tell your story.
Yeah. To
accommodate the limitations that you already know ahead of time are going to inhibit your production.
You could write a fantastic, like pipe dream, sci-fi, crazy shit that could cost, millions and millions of dollars.
I have an example.
Okay.
Cargo.
Oh, sure.
The short film.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Very low budget.
Brilliant. That was like a $0 thing. They put money into it.
They did. Yeah.
But
yeah.
you could have done that at a $0 level.
Yes.
Right. And it was so good. They got fucking Martin Freeman to star in a feature length version of that film. which suffered greatly because it did not have the simplicity of that short film. They nailed everything.
Yeah, I mean, the feature length was fine, but the short film was beautiful.
Had I not seen the short film, the feature length would have been okay, not the greatest.
Yeah.
But it was okay. But having seen the short film, I'm like, you had 5 times the minutes to wow me.
But I mean, that's a good example of sometimes the story doesn't need an hour and a half to be told.
It doesn't. This didn't.
No.
This would have.
This didn't.
This would, I think, have been better served as in another movie as like around the story or around the campfire horror story before the real horror begins.
Yeah.
And I would have spent maybe 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Summing this up. I think the whole concept of the Popeye thing was just the whole idea of turning all these characters into horror movies and stuff. I don't think it's creative.
It's a kitsch thing for the sake of being kitsch, and
it is, and that's just it. It's almost like shock jock value type shit, and I hate that.
Yeah, it's cheap.
You know, but we dove into this because we're like, maybe we should do one of these for the show.
It's cheap and it feels whorish.
Yeah. So we covered one, we talked about it, we watched another one, mentioned it on here a little bit.
Never again.
Not be doing the third. Even though because we're out there, I did say, you know, maybe that's the one.
It didn't.
Because he's the one who looked the most like Popeye. But the trailer was the worst.
I did think that the third one we haven't seen had the best title.
Popeye the Slayer Man.
Yeah.
And it's actually Popeye the Sailor Man, and then they have Sailor crossed out and Slayer written murderously below it. But the trailer was the worst. The trailer did suffer from muffled sound, poor lighting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just like whole shade of green. It was crazy.
I know.
The one clip bit that they showed was just that one scene. I hate that. Just a scene, not a trailer.
Yeah.
When we did find the trailer, it started out like, oh, maybe this is going to be, oh, nope.
No.
Because it was like, bah, 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 bah. Oh, nope. That was just the trailer sound and immediately went into it. And yeah.
Yeah. But I do think of the three, Popeye the Slayer Man is the best title.
Is the best title.
For a Popeye horror movie.
And he does look the most like Popeye, the cartoon character.
Yeah.
In terms of
I believe it takes place in an old cannery.
That one takes place in an old spinach factory.
Yeah.
Or cannery. Yeah. For some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, Popeye's Revenge.
Don't bother.
Well, with a lot of these, I would say, you know what you're getting into.
There are lessons in every film. There are lessons in every film.
Well, but I mean, you should watch it. Okay. Don't don't fucking plan your date night around this, guys. All right. If you're, if you're like us, you're like, man, we're going to carve out some time for just us in this fucking wild maelstrom of shit that is life. Don't do it for this. Make this a casual, hey, let's, kind of fuck around, read, like sometimes you read, I piddle with shit and we have something in the background that we occasionally look up at and be like, but whatever. If anything, it's worth watching just so you can see what we were talking about. Sound, lighting, the budget level to get a baseline production. Mm-hmm. Okay. And also a lot of what not to do if you want to pay attention.
A whole shitload of what not to do.
Yeah.
I'm sweary in this episode. I'm so mad.
I know you don't swear a whole, that's usually reserved for me.
I know.
Because I just fucking do it all the time. Anyway, I don't think there's anything more to go over. The what not to do. The writing was terrible. The effects, if you're going to make a horror, at this level, they had the money to do it. It was just laziness.
Yeah.
Please stop fucking using AI. It has no place in the entertainment industry at all, because clearly this ripped off every other Midland horror movie.
Every single other horror movie.
And stole every trope and didn't know how to balance it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
If you want to check out something cool, check out our website. lordsofmisruleproductions.com.
com.
It's all there. We went through it all earlier. I
Yep.
don't know that we have to go through it all over again.
We don't?
Well,
Yeah.
until next week. This is Danny.
This is Popeye.
I am what I am.
And that's all that I am.
Eat your spinach, kids.
You didn't bring it home.
Oh.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
All right,
Popeye the Slayer Man.
Better. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. You get full marks for that.
Ho, ho, ho.
Okay, B-Siders. Thank you. We will talk to you on the next episode. Do all the stuff. Do your stuff. Keep at it.
Aye, aye.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.